Yeah, and we had a recent conversation on the podcast with Helen Tremachik about regenerative business models and being able to be part of an ecosystem of referrals where you don't expect to make every dollar from your clients. And by being a connector and saying, I know that you need copywriting support, so I'm going to send you a list of my copywriters that I recommend, that I endorse, that I know will do a good job. And when they need somebody who's a business coach and a marketing coach, I know they're going to send people back to me when they're ready. You know, this isn't a closed system.
Yes.
If you're doing it correctly, it's an open system where like you can refer people at the time that they are ready. And because they have that endorsement, these referral systems can help build the entire economy, not just line my pockets at all costs.
This is exactly it. And it's sort of like leaning into what you said with lead your own evolution. No, evolution, lead your own evolution.
Lead your own evolution. Yes.
Yes. So it's like lead your own entrepreneurial ecosystem, because that's exactly what it is. I have a list of different service providers, vendors, whatever, that I trust implicitly. I love their work. They take good care of my clients when I send them their way, and vice versa. And it's like, I love having an ecosystem of people I know who will get the job done, and a good job done. Because that is another issue. And I see this like in Facebook groups all the time. Help, I hired this web designer. They took my money and I haven't been able to contact them for months, right? You know, help, I hired a person to make my sales funnel and they don't work and everything's broken and they're not returning my calls. Like, you know, a lot of people spend a lot of money on shysters. Is that an inappropriate word? Let's take that word out. Let's take that word out.
Redo it.
So they spend a lot of money on scammers, on people who are not good at what they do, who over promise, under deliver, who are just bad at what they do. Oh my gosh. One of my clients hired someone to do their emails, and I got the email coming through for a new program, and it was just one big graphic image, no text in the email. And now anyone that knows email marketing knows exactly what's wrong with that. And this
straight to spam.
Straight to spam. Not even going to see it. Not even going to see it. Nothing.
Plus the responsiveness, plus the click-through rate. No.
Right? This is not what you do. This is not. But this person presents themselves as a professional, as an expert, and takes their hard-earned money, you know? And so again, when you, and friends, I cannot stress this enough, when you need another service provider, please reach out to your business friends that you trust and ask who they trust, who they know gets the job done. So yeah, lead your own entrepreneurial ecosystem.
I love that. So, you know, I'm loving the conversation we're having about ecosystems and referral partners. But if you don't already have an existing ecosystem or coach for someone like that to tap into, and you're trying to find that community and those resources, this comes back to something that you and I talked about before we started recording, which for me is the depth of the conversations that we're having. Like, I love having podcast conversations because we can just go back and forth and like talk about things that wouldn't come up in a DM where we're just like, hey, how's your day going? Here's a picture of my dog, right? Like, how do you, my dog's really cute though. So
now I want to see a picture of your dog.
Can he's over here. Hold on. Yeah, he's right over there behind my monitor. He's asleep on his bed over there.
Okay, that needs to be in the show notes.
But, you know, I feel like this is one of the reasons that I personally had to remove myself almost entirely from social media is because I wasn't having the depth of conversations that I'm able to both engage with as a podcast host and listen to in other people's podcasts. It just felt very surface level. So do you have any recommendations for us about either how to connect with people more deeply on these platforms and or how to connect with people without using social media and or either way?
This absolutely comes back to what we talked at the beginning of this podcast. And I'm sorry, friends, it's networking. It is networking. You build your entrepreneurial ecosystem through networking. And you don't only have to do it through social media, right? You can be going to entrepreneurial events in real life, virtually, you know, creating your own network of entrepreneurial like biz besties is essential, especially because if you don't have entrepreneur friends, like they don't get it. And a lot of times they don't understand why you wouldn't just go work a corporate job. Like they don't get what you're trying to do, why you're doing it, the hours you're putting in, the sacrifices you're making. And they can be some of your biggest dream stealers. They can be some of your biggest naysayers. So you need to surround yourself with other entrepreneurs. This needs to be a priority. So I use social media for networking, but I use TikTok. I have found that networking on TikTok has been the realest conversations I've ever had. Instagram is garbage. Instagram is absolute fake facade, highlight reel. Everyone's pretending that there's something that they're not. Like the walls are so thick to try to break down with people on Instagram. But on TikTok, the nature of the platform, it is depending on the circles that you are in within TikTok. Just the content is
I don't
so
know. I
real
find
and
most
so
people
raw,
incredibly
and
approachable.
people are. And if you follow them and they follow you, and you get into the DMs and you start a conversation, like I don't know what to say. I am having the best conversations.